Anyway, without further ado, welcome back to Ace Attorney Chronicles. And yes, I did finish Final Fantasy X, and that's why I'm back in Ace Attorney. Um, hmm. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to understand what you were trying to say. Um, yes, this is exactly where I left off. Um, if you weren't here, three guesses as to who is this person, and the first two don't count. Still trying to figure out what is it you were trying to tell me. Um, my gosh, my brain just decided to give up for 2 seconds right there. Oh my gosh. Okay, just so you know, oh my gosh. Okay, let me rewind and let me try and wait a second. Is everything going well? With like my yeah okay. Yeah, my brain just gave up for 2 seconds. Let me just go back and let me just rewind for what is supposed to be my schedule, what I want to do. Tuesdays and Thursdays are are gonna be for right now. It's gonna be Shantae, but those are gonna be smaller streams because I can't do like streams that are longer than an hour and a half for them. There's gonna be random streams throughout the week, 15 to 30 minutes. Those are gonna be retro games. I usually would do them at the same time I do Shantae. That would be around 4 p.m. Mountain Time, so that's 3 p.m. Pacific. I'm not sure what time that would be on where you are, Death. Um, and then 2 p.m. Pacific, Saturdays and Sundays is the big streams, which is Ace Attorney. Once I finish a game, I move on to the next game. Still have plans for other games. I don't know what's coming. I know what's coming in the future. I just don't know where I'm gonna play certain games right now. Okay, just going through that. Okay, let's just move on to this. So let's begin with the testimony of these two people, which seem to be very familiar to people who played the first game. So the witness scene. On the day of the incident, I was ordered on a special surveillance assignment in this disguise. Okay, let's press on that.
Hold it!
In that jaunty disguise? Correct. Oh, wait, no. I mean, it wasn't the first time I've worn this swimsuit for a dip on the ocean. It's tried and tested. Do what must be done to keep the English woman under surveillance. Those were my orders that day. And this tried and tested outfit was the answer. Being able to blend flawlessly into a crowd is an important part of a detective's job. I submerged myself in the salty water, leaving only Mr. Turtle floating inconspicuously on the surface. How do you see anything? Mr. Turtle loves the water. Yeah, we're all thinking a question. But there was no need for you to blend into the background on this assignment, really, was there? If that made you late arriving on the scene, I think perhaps you had your priorities wrong. Hosonaga. Perhaps I shouldn't pursue this line of questioning any further at the moment. I just managed to catch that crab when I saw... Which crab?
Hold it!
You're describing the victim's scream, presumably, Soseki-san? In more literally terms, you might say it was a scream that could have pierced the heavens. As opposed to a drill? Yeehaw! Or the like. Of course, that's just a metaphor. We renowned authors are wont to describing things so. Sasaki-san wasn't at all like this in England. I'm pretty sure he was. Susato, I'm pretty sure he was. Anyway, I spun around at the noise and the beach hut immediately fell under my gaze. Yes, the beach hut. The area is popular with government ministers. Many have seaside retreats here for rest and recuperation. Okay, we've seen this. Locals are prohibited from entering the area, so it's always very quiet. The beach hut is a simple structure, erected as a place for people to change or take refuge from the sun. Although, the Englishwoman commandeered the hut for herself. Oh wait, it's... Oh, you figure it out! You figure it out! Which meant I was forced to change into my swimwear on the sand. I imagine it was rather embarrassing for you. Yes, you figure it out. Does it say here? It does not say who the person is, but yes, that is indeed the Naruhodo's assistant. I thought it was Naruhodo himself as a joke. No, it's the assistant. So a little bit of background what happened last chapter. The only reason she's dressed like this is because in that era, women were not allowed to go to the courtroom unless they were a witness or the accused. They couldn't be a lawyer, they couldn't go in as a lawyer, as an assistant, as a judge, anything. So in order for her to defend her best friend, essentially, she dressed up as Ryunosuke, and now she has to go by Ryotaro. Cross-dressing, essentially, yes. Well, anyway, I tossed the crab aside and headed for the beach hut at a run. Or, in more literary terms, I decrabbled and beetled of hutwise. Nice. I ran into the beach hut at once, where I found the pair in question.
Hold it!
Okay. Wait, by pair, you don't mean to say... But how could that be? Oh, no, you misunderstand. Obviously, I meant the victim and the defendant, Rei Membani-san. Oh, it would be helpful you could just said that from the outset. If you jump to conclusions, you have to expect to fall flat on your face sometimes. And if you would say the things specifically, I would be able to understand them better. Inspector, please.
Dear me, pinning your hopes on such an outside chance? Foolish. Very foolish.
It really was an outside chance. I just wish I realized that before I said something silly. Good lord.
So, Inspector, why don't you tell the courts how exactly you found the aforementioned pair in the hut?
I know, right? Well, it was a sorry sight. A really grisly scene. I parted the Norin curtain hanging on the doorway and stepped inside, only to see the defendant lying menacingly over the lifeless body of the victim sprawled in the sand. Something about that just doesn't seem right, though. They gave the turtle physics. That is cute. That is cute. My glasses nearly cracked at the ominous sight that met my eyes.
How thoroughly appalling.
It doesn't appear to be a lion here. Well, Susato-can you confirm what Inspector Hosonaga was saying, I wonder? Oh, you like a literally man's opinion? Yes, that young girl was astride the Englishwoman, dagger in hand, as she stabbed wildly. Something just doesn't seem right about that. Let me see the post-mortem return. Post-mortem. Single deep stab wound. That's the problem. A single deep stab wound. Should I present it now or should I ask more? Let me ask more. I have time. Let me ask more. Stabbed wildly. You actually saw her do it? Oh, indeed. The terrible spectre, the threatening spectre, the bloody torrent, the altar's dormant. Oh my gosh, that's obvious. I need water. Sorry about that. Every sight and every sound is still carved in my melancholy memory. Yeah, I think the 6 months between the end of his case and the time that we're here turned him into a diva. Sup, Gobi? How's it going? By the way, I talked with Wendy, come on. I talked with Wendy and yeah, she told me about tomorrow. We're set for tomorrow, okay? Don't worry about it. Also, yes, I'm very uncomfortably leaving that there so we can all see. We can all see him in his pose. Just leaving like that. Very awkwardly. That was my impression, at least, as a future literary sensation. Yes, no. I'm not gonna stop it. Make me stop it. You're gonna see him with in all his glory.
Kelso, what the hell was that shrill, effeminate scream?
No, what are you insinuating? I'm as manly a Japanese man as you. What the hell is he sweating? Milk. That's what we've all ramen noodles. Gobi, please. Ramen noodles. Oh my gosh. What did I do today? I wonder if I might interject here, Soseki-san. Something you said is troubling me. That was my impression, were your words just now, I believe. Okay, that is disturbing. That is disturbing. That face, oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm gonna zoom out. I'm disturbed by that as well. So, do you mean to say you're not confident in that you really did see what you've described? No! I mean, yes! I mean, I know what I saw! My ears didn't deceive me when I heard that scream, hence, my eyes didn't deceive me either. I could describe everything I saw vividly. I could publish it all in tomorrow's newspaper serial. And yes, I know what I said. Good lord, he's an awful lawyer. Who's an awful lawyer? The prosecutor, Aochi? Or the person who's not actually a lawyer? And it's just plain to be a lawyer.
It sounds as though the next installment of I Am a Cat may take a macabre turn.
Yes. Exactly. I think this is a fool's errand. The more we press your author friend on what he saw, the more entrenched he's going to become. Oh dear. How awkward. That's okay, we still got somebody else to go for. I've got an Ashi, I think. I got an nausea. I think I need a band-aid. Oh no, please. What the heck, look at him. Is he poop? Dude, please, Wendy, do not. We here do not discriminate over somebody's poor conditions here. You know, please, just let them be. Get them the medicine we need, they need, but do not, you know. Okay, I think this is where I need to do this. Stab multiple times? I don't think so.
Yes!
Okay. Man's giving birth. I guess you could say he was giving birth. You just don't want to see the baby. Without a accusatory cry that just welled up from deep inside me, I think I finally understand. Every time Kazuma-sama and Naruhodo-san have stood here at this bench, the stakes have been very, very high indeed. That's right, let's do this.
What's the meaning of that medicine pose, Council?
I'd like the witness to clarify something for me. The Ace Attorney Dev really overdid on expression. That is Ace Attorney on a nutshell. Overdone expressions, the video game. And we love it for it. I'd like the witness to clarify something for me. Who? What? Where? When? Whoa! Oh yeah, they love that jam. Damn straight we love it, that's right. Not you, Soseki-san. This query is directed at Inspector Hosonaga. That guy getting his bed fixed out. Damn right he is. I mean, how else are we gonna get our Phoenix X Edgework /fic? Notice how no one notices the ink mark on the camera guy's hand? Dude, when I was a, you know, I fancy myself a writer, and oh no, oh yes, Phoenix X Edgework /fics with a little bit of gumshoe on the side, just to be extra spicy. But when I was a writer, you know, when I was a writer, I fancy myself a writer. So before the era of the internet, I used, you know, pens and pencils a lot. Oh, remember that? It's been all over Reddit. Oh, it's still all over Reddit. Can you not? Okay, I'll shut up on that. I just wanted to say, you know, before I discovered the internet, I used to write a lot, you know, with, you know, pen and paper, and I do remember having that stain on my hand a lot. So I relate to the photographer / reporter a little bit. And me? In your statement just now, you said that the victim was stabbed multiple times. Yes, that's right. As I said when I entered the hut, the defendant was already standing over the victim, bloody knife in hand, like a murderous demon. And yet, that cannot be. What? Get to the point, please, counsel. Oh, the judge. I forgot you were here. Oh, she still had the book. She still has her book. Oh, sorry. In the post-mortem report, it clearly states that the victim was stabbed one time only. Oh! Ah! In other words, Inspector Hosunaga's testimony is clearly flawed! I know this is super simple, but I like milk to sweating. I know. Judge Beard Judge's beard is just perfect. There are there are three things that make up a good judge in the Ace Attorney series. One, they have to be a mixture of stern and clueless. Two, they have to be likable. And three, they have to have a rocking mustache. If they don't, they're not a good judge. And yes, I'm talking about you, Courtney. Oh my gosh. And Soseki-san. Me? You claim to have seen Membami-san on the throes of stabbing the victim. Oh, yes I did! Wildly! But both you and the inspector confirmed the same point, that there was already blood on the knife that you saw the defendant holding. Yes, and? It's quite simple. We know the murder weapon was used to stab the victim only once. Therefore, there is no way there could have been blood on the knife if that single stabbing hadn't already occurred. Then what is exactly your contention, counsel? Are you ever going to tell us? Yes, Your Excellency. There's only one logical conclusion. What Soseki-san what Soseki-san in fact saw was not the moment that the defendant stabbed the victim at all, but the moment that the defendant in fact withdrew the blade from the victim's body. That I can't. So is he like getting off of being accused? Okay, he's not the accused. He's just a witness. But let's not get too deep into his kinks, okay? Excellent work, Susato. You exploded at them without objection and then proceeded to pull them apart systematically.
Objection! Well, this takes me back. Yes, I seem to remember your cousin staged a scene much like this in that trial 9 months ago. A half-witted child with a half-baked Egyptian attempting to steal the show.
You're right. There were certain similarities. Except the so-called half-witted child managed to outwit the prosecution, who was only half a head of hair.
Slander! My head is quite adequately dressed! In any case, all this talk of stabbing and withdrawing and multiple wounds, it makes not a jot of difference.
Unfortunately, he is right. The problem is, I'm putting holes on the witnesses' accounts, meaning that did they actually see the moment of death?
What? Why not? Engage your brain, young man. When the accused first plunged the deadly weapon into the victim, that was the fatal blow. And it was at that moment, just as she had withdrawn the blade deadly, ready for her next strike, that the witnesses saw. The knife was already tainted with blood because the accused had already stabbed the victim. All you have successfully shown with your little display is that the mustache author is prone to moments of extravagance.
I am in agreement with the prosecution. If the defendant was seen wielding the blade at all, that is sufficient grounds for her actions to be viewed with suspicion.
But if she was withdrawing the blade, then we are back where we started. Sorry? Consider this, young yuckle boy. If the student girl is innocent as you claim, then why would she have pulled the blade from the victim? And with a demon's cold-blooded composure, too.
Ah, I I think I get it. Okay, let me see. Systems my father, laboratory, best friend, considers herself pretty much indebted to medical school. She is a medical student. She was trying to save her life. For as much as she doesn't deserve to have her life saved, she was trying to save her life.
The prosecution demands an explanation, and it had better be good.
Why did Ray pull out the knife? Ah, yes. Going for the jugular. What does father mean by that? Let the court hear your answer there, counsel. The truth is, I don't really know. But if I have to come up with a plausible reason here... or we don't have a case. The reason why the defendant pulled the knife blade out of the victim's body was surely so she could... As much as the victim did not deserve to have her life saved, I'm almost certain it was because of this. According to the post-mortem report, the victim's death was not instant. That's correct. That is correct. It's though she would have remained conscious for a short while after sustaining the injury.
Indeed, giving her time to take hold of this piece of evidence that clearly indicates her killer.
The point is, being a medical research assistant, Membami-san was compelled to act when faced with the wounded victim. Instinctively, she pulled the blade out in an attempt to save Miss Brett's life. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Do you hear that, Your Excellency? Even seeing this is the best we can expect from this young yokel.
Indeed. Is it just me or does it suddenly feel much colder in here? Your Excellency, if I may. Speak, witness. I would like another opportunity to testify in respect to the sleep assertion just put forward by the yokel defense counsel, I mean. What is that? Oh my gosh, dude, are you gonna make me going to zoom in to see what kind of... Oh, sweat. Oh, we sweating here. Oh yes, we sweating here. Yep. Oh wow. I thought that was a snake. And it's just a... Well, it looks like a sea monster. Actually. That actually is kind of cool. Honestly, I can't wait until I get to... I can't wait to affiliate. So I can start putting emotes. But we'll see, we'll see. In time. In time. Sleep shot?
An excellent idea, Inspector. Our young yokel hopeful has a modicum of knowledge when it comes to the law, it seems. But in matters of medicine, he appears to possess not one iota of common sense.
Oh! Yeah, you're not supposed to take out the blade of somebody who got stabbed because that would make the person bleed faster. Did they know that in that era, though? Very well, Inspector. I will permit your request. You will testify again before the court on the subject of the defense counsel's assertion. Yes, sir. I will do so flawlessly. Alright, more testimony to go. Pulling a blade from a wound without thinking could cause heavy bleeding. There we go. That's basic knowledge that any medical research assistant with an ounce of sense ought to know. In other words, there's no good reason why the defendant would have tried to pull a knife from the victim. Let's not forget that the young student did have a motive for killing the victim. The man the victim murdered 9 months ago, Dr. Wilson, was the defendant's highly respected mentor. Yeah, we've gone through this already. We just need to figure out where's the issue here, though. It's what you just said true, Inspector. Could pulling a knife from a wound really cause the wound to bleed heavily? Unfortunately, that's the truth. Yes, think of the weapon itself as a stopper in the wound that prevents excessive blood loss. Until a doctor is ready to provide proper treatment, that stopper shouldn't be removed. Oh, I see.
This is why yokels should stay on the farm.
Mira, canto de tragalengua, poquitito, clase X, o la gran yegua, te voy a decir algo a ti antes que te me olvide. I have no idea why the inspector has blood on his tip. Like, initially, we thought in the first game it was because he had ingested poison, but we don't know why. I think it's just a little thing of his. Maybe he's biting his lip or something. I don't know. But I have a bone to pick with this guy because he thinks he's superior to everybody, and he's what we call in Puerto Rico a vendepatria. Is it ritual or something? I just call him every name on the planet that I could think of in Spanish without actually resorting to curse words. Because if I resorted to curse words, this stream would be 18 plus if I started resorting to curse words. Because oh my gosh, the string of curse words I would say to this guy.
Even a quack for some obscure mountain village would have such basic knowledge.
I mean, it's working.
Anyone who's given someone a little poke with a knife and pull it out again knows it. Well, I've never stabbed anyone, you see, or pull a blade out of a wound, so...
Of course you haven't. I didn't bring you up to behave like a bandit.
Father, is it true what they're telling me?
Yes, it's basic remedial knowledge for medics. Ray would have been aware of it. If you were to claim ignorance of such fundamentals, that would prove fatal in many ways.
But then, why would Ray have done it? Could she have pulled out a knife in full knowledge that it would have been fatal for Miss Pratt?
I don't know.
Ray never once mentioned anything about the knife to me. It seems almost impossible to believe, but... could my friend actually have...
Susato!
Yes.
Pull yourself together. We mustn't lose sight of why we're here.
Huh.
Counsel, it's time for your cross-examination.
Oh, yes, Your Excellency.
However, I must warn you that if your cross-examination fails to identify any issue with the established facts, I will be moving to my adjudication immediately afterwards.
I understand. Believing in your clients and fighting for their cause until the bitter end. I knew it would be hard, but I had no idea it would be this hard.
Right? Okay, let's see if I can do this. Can I do this? Hopefully I can. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, pulling a blade from the wound. Okay. Let's talk about this.
You say doing it without thinking could be a problem. How does that mean if you use due care and attention, it would be alright?
Still bitter and like a bitter coffee. Like the darkest coffee, darker than the deepest night. Such is the bitterness of coffee. I wouldn't have thought it needed spelling out, really, but the blade is like a stopper in the wound. Remove it, and a serious hemorrhage will occur. In other words, a medic would need to be present before any attempt was made to withdraw the blade. Isn't Ray a medic? Doing it without thinking would be madness. You just can't do it.
Well, thank you for such a thorough explanation. You see, Counsel, when you act without thinking, the result is a bloodbath.
Back to the witness testimony, please. Come on, there has to be something here. Okay, basic knowledge. Okay, let's press on this.
In that case, there's an obvious explanation here.
Wishes?
Clearly, the defendant Ray Membami-san does not.
Oh my. What is wrong with you, Susato? What do you think of? Well, time for another rousing round of Let's Dunk on the Defense Attorney. What do you think about that, Professor Mikotoba? I'm not sure you should be labeling your best friend as lacking in common sense.
Well, I thought it would be better than labeling her as a murderer. Smile?
I swear to God. Sometimes this defense attorneys kill me because I know the path. I can see the path, and then they go to these wild tangents.
I don't know. Young people today. If what that's friendship, I don't understand it.
Careful, counsel. A lack of common sense can be a very dangerous thing. That's why his attorney is great. Because of stuff like this. That is true. I mean, you have to laugh because all of these cases are murder. Like, I can think of maybe 2 cases in the S Attorney series that are not murder. And sometimes those cases lead to murder anyway. So, yeesh.
Oh dear, that recoiled on me rather badly.
That's life, I'm afraid. A lesson everyone must learn. Hopefully you can see now that this is really basic medical knowledge. Being involved in medical research, Membami-san would certainly have been aware of it. True that. In other words, there is no good reason why the defendant could have tried to pull the knife on the victim. Let's see about that.
But the defendant has certainly encountered somebody she knew lying on the ground, bleeding to death. The sight could have shocked her delicate sensibilities, causing her to remove the blade inadvertently.
I really don't think inadvertent actions can explain this. The woman is a medical research assistant. I can't imagine she would behave so irrationally.
Oh, but irrational behavior is a woman's prerogative, isn't it?
Aren't you outing yourself here, Ryutaro? Oh dear, you have a lot to learn about. Yikes! This is a yikes! Don't even try it. Only a small-minded who gets such picketed views. Oh my gosh! Dying here. Oh dear, perhaps I'm letting my male persona take a hold a little too much. crying here.
Well, I have managed to convey the basics now. That should cover the medical side of the argument. Let's not forget that the young student did have a motive for killing the victim. Okay, so we're moving on to the motive part. Whatever the motive, it isn't just in Memami-san's nature to do something so awful. Part 2 of why his attorney is great. Yes. All of my yes. But she had motive and opportunity. That's very hard to argue against. Unfortunately, he's right. But you don't know the defendant! Objection! And you, counsel, do not appear to know the law! Yes, evidence is the only way to convince the court of your argument, not feelings. With this fledgling to defend her, I would almost say I pitied the accused. So do I. Oh my gosh, poor man. Quote unquote man, sorry. Inspector, you will reiterate your point about the defendant's motive, please. Ah, yes, Miss Brad was in many ways a sworn enemy of Memami-san. And the victim murdered 9 months ago, Dr. Wilson was the defendant's highly respected mentor. Hold up! Hold up! Oh wait, I have to do... Soseki Natsume... Okay, let's just press. Hold it! Well, yes, that's true. Dr. Wilson recognized Memami-san's talent and offered her the position of assistant despite her being a woman. She was extremely grateful to him. Yes, the Englishman appears to have been a very broad-minded individual. Dr. Wilson had no time for outdated traditions. He met with opposition, of course, but he believed firmly in Memami-san's abilities. Clearly the defendant was in the man's debt, which only serves to prove my point. Okay. Trying to think here. This is hopeless. I can't find a single crack in this testimony anywhere. If Ray knew that withdrawing the knife from the wound would threaten Miss Brett's life further, I just can't think of any way to explain why she did it.
Susato?
It's at times like this when it's especially important to remember the fundamentals. The fundamentals? Evidence is what counts in the courtroom, isn't it? Of course, but I've been through the court records dozens of times already. I think perhaps you're forgetting something, though. You needn't take evidence at face value. You can and must examine it in great detail, too. Ah! I realize this is your first time playing the role of lawyer in the courtroom, so if you need reminding of the rudiments, you need only ask. I will only do my very best. Examine the evidence in the court record. It's an idea, certainly. What should I do? Let me check the court record first. Satoru Tonaga, Sakashi, Giselle Pratt, Raymond Bami, Gigi Makotaba. Okay, let's check the evidence real quick. This is gonna take a while, and I don't want to check the playthroughs, or rather like crime scene photograph. She was stabbed from the back, and she fell back and reading a newspaper. What about the newspaper? This is like it's cracked. I don't know why. Is there anything about the newspaper other than the cat? Newspaper containing an article about discussion between my father and Soseki-san. The debate became quite spirited. I don't think there's anything about the lettering that would tell me anything.
Okay. I can't see the details about this pen. Only that I carry the initials RM. But the initials are in English lettering, which makes me feel really weird about that. So we got the pen. The woman. The stab wound. The place where she would have been stabbed would be around here or here. But I don't know, because most of the steps are on this side. Time of death. Examination of weaknesses. Single stab wound from behind, piercing a lung, resulting in fatal hemorrhage. Death would have occurred within minutes. What is pupil constriction? Okay. I'm doing a Google search. What is meiosis? Meiosis. Excessive constriction. Excessive constriction in the pupil on the eye. When does... Okay. What are the causes of meiosis? Cluster headaches, Homer syndrome, situation of hemorrhage of brainstem strokes, iris inflammation, Lyme disease, neurosis, multiple sclerosis, loss of the lens of the eye due to surgery or accident. Hold up. I mean, I'm pretty sure you weren't supposed to look at this, but... Is the problem that the meiosis? Because we haven't looked into the meiosis. Let me see a refresher real quick. Maybe this will help me. Okay. Spartan guidance is what I need. Let's see. I think I might be overdoing it slightly, but... Very well. So, open the court record first hall with R, okay? Now let's take a look at the fountain pen, which was submitted as evidence most recently. Yeah. Press A to examine it further. Alright. Oh, there we go. I can finally examine this. Oh yes, the initials RM. Here they are, clearly engraved on the barrel. By using the erase stick, you can look at a piece of evidence from all angles. You should have a good look at everything to make sure you haven't missed any clues. Yes, I will. Okay, let's rotate the pen and watch closely for anything out of the ordinary. Alright. Okay, what's this? What's these three things? There's some sort of emblem here. Look, but isn't a human university one? I freaking knew it. It must belong to some other organization, I suppose. A business of some kind. But that would seem to imply the pen doesn't in fact belong to Ray. Ha! I freaking knew the pen was not Ray's because the RM. Why would a pen for a Japanese student have Roman lettering? Why wouldn't it have Japanese characters? Okay, so where would I use this though? Oh, wait, do not present. Is there anything else? We take off the pen's lid, we can see... Okay. Now let's unscrew the barrel, shall we? Okay. So what's in here? It's empty? This must be the little reservoir that holds the ink. Yes, you fill it by drawing ink from a bottle up through the nib. Is something wrong, Father? Just that there doesn't actually appear to be any ink in there. That's all. Oh yes, you're right. It's pretty much empty. Well, it could be on the verge of running out, I suppose. Hold up. There was no ink in here, was there? This was not a vial for ink. This was a vial for something else. Huh. Oh my god. Did Did say a vial for gummy candy. I wish it was gummy candy. I'm just going back to the first case of the first game of the previous game. Oh my god. I think I got it. If anybody remembers the first case, the first thing of the first case. This was, oh my gosh, I forget the kind of poison that it was, but it was some sort of poison that froze you. But I think it's the same poison. I think she was poisoned by that same poison from the first game. Okay. Yes, it makes sense. It makes total sense if that's the case. And the meiosis is the big thing. The meiosis, this pen, this thing. Oh my gosh. I think I got it. Okay. Fountain pen, but in the page shows RM and an emblem from the description. There is a very small amount of liquid still inside the ink reservoir. Yeah, we got it. This is poison. This is probably poison that was in here. And I'm almost certain, like I said last stream, last time we played this thing, RM, this is probably Giselle's thing. But Giselle Brett, it's not her real name. She's probably something like Roxanne McDonald or something like that. The RM initials are clearly engraved here. The fact that Miss Brett was clinging to the span in her dying moments is very clearly a message too. To identify her killer, you mean? I don't think there can be any doubt that this is a key piece of evidence in this case. Yep, we need to figure that out, what the RM means as well. Oh my gosh, we got a lot. Okay. Okay, we got it. So, pulling a blade from a wound with a thinking could cause heavy bleeding. That's basic knowledge when it. Okay. Okay, question. We are assuming that the pen was used. No, the pen was not used as a blade. Was it? I forget. No. Oh my gosh. Wait. What was used as the murder weapon? Was it the pen? Nothing here says the pen was apparently the murder weapon. But there's no murder weapon here, only the pen. The pen is might. In this case, it might as well be. If I'm right, this might as well be. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Think. Ah, come on. Should be easy. Pulling a blade from a wound where I think it could cause heavy bleeding. I'm gonna see if I find something new. No, sorry.
Hold it.
Okay, how do you skip? Press Hold B. Right. Okay, nothing new here. And he's going. He has potential. Yeah, I know. Oh, come on. I love how the music just goes blim, blim, blim. Okay. So I'm almost certain this is the part. This is the part where I need to find a problem with. Oh boy. Okay. Let's think this one through. Okay. So I have two options. Okay, it says, okay, death is believed to be due to trauma due to the victim's log from a knife blade. Where is the knife that was supposed to be the knife blade? So in my thoughts, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be wrong, aren't I? Damn it, Wendy! I needed that! Now my client is gonna be found guilty. This is gonna be wrong, isn't it? Yep, it's wrong, unfortunately.
Your Excellency, I must object to this witness's last statement.
And the evidence you've thrust in my direction is supposed to prove your point?
I apologize. I did present it rather more forcefully than I intended to.
You will kindly refrain from this overly exuberant outburst, Counsel, be they verbal or material.
You really put me in the place there.
Yep, that wasn't it. Unfortunately, that wasn't it. Okay, Okay. There is nothing that looks like the blade here. This. Oh my gosh. Think. Oh, wait a second. We can now see this.
Rockets, England, returnees del all. This is the injury with you and Soseki-san, isn't it, father? It looks as though it was quite an exchange.
Yes, he became a little over-animated when he was talking about his time in England. The photographer managed to capture the moment his hand carefully shot me on the neck. Oof.
I do hope you weren't hurt.
Okay, is there anything else here? Let's go to the other side then. Okay, what's here?
This is the newspaper from Soseki-san. There seems to be an important article on the back page as well. Exclusive, deadly poison stolen from Yume Medical Research Laboratory. Oh my gosh, I got it! From Yume's Medical Research... Father, isn't that your lab?
What the? Let me see that. The poison's been stolen?
It's this morning's paper that Suzuki-san gave us. Are you saying you didn't know?
As embarrassing as it is for the head of the laboratory, I didn't. I've not heard of any such thing. Where on earth could the reporter have gleaned this information?
Come to think of it, there was no article mentioning this story in our paper this morning, was there?
There was no article mentioning this story in our paper this morning. Huh. Highly toxic poison. We've been working on in the strictest confidence. I wonder why. I put Ray. No. Okay, this is bad. This is really bad.
Ray! She was managing it?
If that's what was written here is true, it means that she tried to hide the theft from me. And moreover, the details were leaked somehow.
I don't believe it.
You need to read this article very carefully. Okay, poison article. An article about poison that was stolen from a laboratory at Yume University. Even my father, who is responsible for the lab, knew nothing of the incident. Okay, we need to read that more. By the way, that is totally this dude. Okay, do we know anything more? Emily, nothing was reported to me. It seems an attempt to cover it up as a play. This is extraordinary. What I'd really like to know is how a reporter found out about it. Well, however it happened, I have to take full responsibility. There'll be serious consequences for sure.
Oh, father.
Okay. Oh, here's the article. Let's read the article. An article about a poison that was... Okay, let's see. Okay, so here we go.
Exclusive! Deadly poison stolen from Yume Medical Research Laboratory. Following a lecture at Yume by Soseki Natsume on 11th of August, it's come to light that a very disturbing incident took place. A deadly poison being secretly developed in the university's forensic science laboratory was stolen. Even the smallest amount entering the body, either via the mouth or via a wound from a poison-laced blade, would prove fatal in minutes. Current methods cannot detect the newly developed chemical. The university would have to be consulted. Onset of symptoms occurred in minutes, starting with impaired breathing and ending with acute contraction of the pupils prior to death. Such symptoms would be suggestive of this toxin. It's apparently an entirely new synthesis of alkaloids and rumored to have been commissioned by the military.
Yep. I knew it. I knew the eye contraction was something very important. We are dealing with poison.
We are dealing with poison. This is gonna be really bad, because if Ray was in charge of the poison, then we have even more of a motivation, of a possibility that Ray was actually the culprit. Because now we're talking about the possibility that she actually died by poison. Yep. Let me magnify the magnifying glass. What are the possibilities? That she was poisoned by the drink, and I mean, there's a potential issue that the poison entered through the wound, but also through the mouth. Oh boy. Okay. How are we gonna take this and okay, we checked all this, it seems. Right? We checked all this, right? Okay. Just making sure that we checked all this. Like, there's nothing new here. Yeah, there's nothing new here. Okay. There's nothing you need to glean from here. Nothing you need to glean from here. So we got a new piece of evidence. Now we need to figure out where to put this new piece of evidence into play. Okay. Oh!
Hold it!
Press the wrong button again. Okay, yeah. You're being too much of a macho man, Susato. Okay. Okay. Pulling a blade from a wound. Wait. What if she knew? What if she knew that the blade was poison and she was trying to pull it out so the poison wouldn't kill her? That's a good one. Yeah, as I said, here. Alright. Well, it's new evidence. New evidence on the place I think it's gonna go. So let's Yes!
Objection!
No. There is one possibility. One very good reason why the defendant might have decided to withdraw the knife from the victim's wound. Give me a second. What?
Ha! Yoko not only has a poor grasp of the law, but also a poor loser. Tell us then, what possibility do you think you've identified?
It's here, in this newspaper article. An article about a deadly poison having been stolen from the laboratory at Imperial Yume
Objection! The victim perished from a stab wound. Poison has no relevance on this case.
But
Prosecutor Ashi, you will let the defense speak.
But a newspaper article, the court cannot rely on the kind of hearsay those wretched publications carry.
Counsel for the defense. I am going to need some tangible basis for your claim. You will indicate to the court precisely what part of the newspaper article mentioned affirms your assertion.
Your Excellency!
yes, of course. Thank you. Ray would have never done something to further endanger Miss Brett's life without just cause. The reason why the defendant pulled a knife from the victim's body is explained in the article where it says...
Oh, there's 3 pages. Let me check the thing. Okay, so... Page 1 was when it was stolen. Okay, here, deadly in tiny quantities, yeah. Okay, page 2.
Okay. The article reveals the following property about the poison in question. When the toxin enters the body on a knife laced with the poison, it's rapidly absorbed and causes death in minutes.
Are you suggesting?
If the knife used to attack Miss Breath was laced with this very poison, it would explain why the defendant, Membami-san, would have withdrawn the blade as soon as possible. Yes, the truth is, it was an attempt to stop the poison from entering the victim's body.
Yes, finally a break!
Objection! This is complete and utter nonsense!
Not at all. The defendant withdrew the knife blade from the victim's body not to accelerate the woman's demise, but to save her life, and the prosecution cannot deny this possibility.
Have you not read the post-mortem report? The cause of death was hemorrhage. The word poison appears nowhere in the document.
Well, that's because by acting quickly to remove the blade, the defendant prevented the poison from taking.
Objection! Oh, please! This is clearly desperation. How is this last breaking of wind?
Aoshi, we are not talking about farts in this courtroom, okay? Don't be so crude.
Poison has nothing whatsoever to do with this case, as I believe the defense is well aware.
Thankfully, I know the next step I need to take here.
We have no proof that the information in this wretched newspaper article is all reliable anyway.
In that situation, what the student should have done is wait for medical assistance to arrive. But instead, you claim she suspected poisoning and took the potential lethal decision to remove the blade. She must have had a strong reason for her suspicions then, or the argument makes no sense.
Exactly! Well put, Inspector. On what grounds did you do it then, Yoko?
Why did Ray suspect the stolen poison was removed? If you want grounds, I'll give you grounds.
They'll ground you like so much coffee. What?
You can't possibly.
From your expression, counsel, it would appear these are not empty words. But naturally, as you stand in this courtroom as a lawyer, you must be aware that words alone, empty or not, are of no value in our modern justice system. The court demands evidence.
Yes, Your Excellency. I'm well aware of that. I've seen it many times from my place at his side on the Old Bailey.
In that case, counsel, you will present proof of the court now. What evidence demonstrates a clear link between this case and the poison in the newspaper article? And the evidence is in the post-mortem record itself, actually. On page 2. I knew this was gonna come into play.
Take that!
I would ask the court to refer to the notes section of the postmortem report, which reads,
I'm gonna crown you like a ground coffee. Oh yeah. I'm gonna grind you into fine dust. And then I'm gonna eat that dust. And I'm gonna poop that dust. And I'm gonna flush that dust. And I think I'm gonna stop because it's becoming a little bit disgusting.
extreme meiosis, pupil constriction was observed in the victim. Clearly, being a yokel with no knowledge of forensic science, I have no idea, so please, do you tell me? Presumably, the fact that this condition of the victim was noted in the post-mortem report means that it's an unusual symptom of death.
Well?
Under normal circumstances, the pupils dilate, when someone dies?
Meh, refine it.
Make coffee.
Refine it. Make coffee. Drink coffee. Poop coffee. Flush poop.
I think we should stop talking about poop.
What are you doing, you yokel detective?
Is everybody a yokel? Everybody who doesn't agree with you? Oh my gosh, I'm...
This guy.
Amazing, incredible, never done before. Or coughing there.
In a newspaper article, there's the following information about the stolen poison. Onset of symptoms occurred in minutes, ending with acute contraction of the pupils prior to death.
What?
If the defendant, upon seeing the victim stabbed in the back, happened to notice that the pupils of Miss Brett's eyes had constricted severely,
Yes, as a medical research assistant, she would have suspected poison immediately. Without doubt.
Prosecutor Oshi, I think you agree. This is a very compelling evidence.
Jacob Professor!
I believe the defense has expertly demonstrated a credible reason for the defendant's actions. And I need water.
Oh, the ouchies and the pains never catch a break. Never. Not with this other family.
No!
Yujin Mikotoba.
Yes, Your Excellency. I believe you are best placed here to confirm or deny the veracity of the defense counsel's argument. You will tell the court the truth about the details reported in the newspaper, please. It pains me to have to admit it, but I'm afraid I don't know.
You don't know?
Counting on you. The toxin was kept under lock and key in my laboratory, certainly, but I was unaware of any theft.
Do you mean to tell the court that the reports of this theft are unfounded?
No, Your Excellency. Without returning to the laboratory to investigate myself, I couldn't say.
Listen to the bumbling academic!
Ouchie, you son of a...
Unaware of the theft of secret state research from his own workplace until he reads it of it on the newspaper.
Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique, completely not ever done before, unafraid of reference or not reference, put it in a blender, 1 minute, eat it, be referred to it.
Help! Why?
Why would you do that? Why would you put that on that? And now it's completely, oh my gosh, it's now there for all to see. I'll show you the quote later.
Okay, that's officially killed it. Oh yeah. I take full responsibility for the incompetence of my supervision.
Father.
A pitiful situation of a university professor. You should have more control over your students rather than allowing them off on killing sprees.
That's totally... Who said that?
Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, this is bad.
This is bad. This is bad. Ray, please. I kind of need you to not say a word. Not right now. I kind of need you to not say a word, please. This is not Professor Mikotaba's fault. It's all my fault. Oh, she's gonna testify, isn't she? She's totally gonna testify. Ray!
Membami-san, you stand accused here. Outbursts like this will not be tolerated.
But it was me. I was the one who noticed that the poison where the bulbing had been stolen that day. So if what you're telling me is true, you didn't actually steal it.
Still doing it right.
Ray, why?
What?
So you knew? I'd been placed in charge of overseeing the project. It was the day that the professor and Susato-san were interviewed together for the newspaper. That's when I noticed that some of the poison was missing. Just a tiny amount it was. Wait. So the poison wasn't taken wholesale, just a tiny... I was wondering where the poison was. Do we know where the poison was? Hey everybody. Can you tell me where the poison was stolen in? The fountain pen? Was there in the first place? Stop! No, Dora! Yeah! Also... oh, come on! We're here to have fun. We're here to enjoy ourselves, right? Yep. So yeah, it's all coming together. It's all coming together. I initially thought that the poison was just stolen wholesale, but no. Apparently, a certain RM took it from the wherever the poison was, stole it through the fountain pen, and it found its way here. Oh boy. Let's go. Let's do this. Yeah, we do, but good lord. Hey, just watch, because once we do our playthrough of the Dora the Explorer video game, you're going to love me. Why didn't you let me know immediately? I was scared. The whole project was supposed to be confidential. But some of the toxin had somehow been taken. Oh, you don't want me to do Dora the Explorer? Okay, fine. Then we're gonna do an Elmo game then. No, please, no. I regret the second I said it. I regret it the second I said it. We're not doing an Elmo game. We are... Mad Peppa... That's right. There was that new Peppa Pig game that came out for modern consoles. We should do that. Hi, I'm Elmo. Da-da-da-da, Elmo's world. Da-da-da. Elmo says, please don't tickle me down there. Elmo says, that's my no-no zone. Okay, okay. I'm having too much fun with this. I'm having too much fun. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, I need to calm down. I need to calm down so we can continue.
Oh, this is supposed to be a dramatic moment. This is supposed to be a dramatic moment. We should be oh and I and like being also, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? Shut it down. We don't need to play. Anyone else sweating? Someone else is sweating milk. At this rate, that person wouldn't need to buy any milk. He just needs to sweat it out. Oh my gosh. It's like Perry the Platypus, you know? He sweats milk too, right? I think. Oh, sorry, press the wrong button.
Because I had a very good idea who the thief was.
And?
The thief? You don't mean... Yes, of course. It was the dainty English woman.
So, you're saying that the murderer was also the thief? I mean, what else does she have to lose at this point? Miss Giselle Brett?
That's why I decided to join the little group of people going to the seaside.
You wanted to retrieve the poison from her.
Inside the bee shot, I confronted Miss Brett. But she just sat on the stool at the back of the hut, smiling sweetly at me as if she knew she was untouchable.
Right, I said that. Here we go.
I knew it was you who stole the poison.
Well, now, whatever do you mean? Yes, that is my best English woman voice. Deal with it. I don't care about Miss Brett. Nobody's gonna remember her.
And then, she suddenly got to her feet, before falling to her knees in front of me and then to collapse into the floor.
I didn't say anything.
That's when I saw the knife in her back.
Wait. This is the best that we can hear.
Are you mocking my voice acting abilities? Are you mocking my abilities to actually voice act? Because I'll tell you something. That's true. I'm not a voice actor at all. I'm not a voice actor at all.
I couldn't understand what had just happened. And then, a moment later, I was seized with fear. The pupils of her eyes they shrunk to tiny points.
I don't believe it. In other words, you realized the victim was suffering from the effects of the stolen poison.
Wait, what do you mean by knife?
I don't know, because we still don't have the knife in question. If they caught Ray with the knife in hand, where is the knife? Why hasn't that knife been introduced as evidence? That is my big question here. Oh, none at all. I believe in your voice.
My mind started racing. I hadn't seen anything past Miss Brett's lips whilst I'd been with her. Which left only one possible way for the poison to have entered her body. On the blade of the knife on her back.
And that train of thought was what spurred you to withdraw the blade.
Yes. If the amount that entered the bloodstream was small enough, she might still have a chance. That's what I've hoped. Really, I'm sorry for staying silent all this time.
Your attempt to hide the truth of what happened is not something that can be overlooked. However, I have duly noted the courage with which you confessed to the end.
So sweating while thinking.
Thank you, Your Excellency. It's barely perceptible, but I do think the balance has shifted a little here in this courtroom now.
Objection!
Your Excellency, do not be deceived. The victim just collapsed before your eyes, you say? Well, Mambami-san, if that's the case, perhaps you can explain how Miss Brett came to be stabbed.
Yeah, we need to know.
Well, you have no answer because the simple truth is that you stabbed the victim motivated by revenge.
Objection!
But you have no conclusive evidence to prove that assertion, do you?
Oh? Where's your evidence?
Oh? I have evidence, and it is very much conclusive.
Here comes the knife. Do.
What's the prosecution counsel up? What's the prosecution counsel up to? He was brief, but he hesitated for a moment there. I'm almost sure of it.
Oh, he's saying it's decisive evidence, but he knows that we can take that evidence and turn it against him. We just need to find out how. You will produce the aforementioned evidence at once, Prosecutor Aoshi. I miss Dominus Vampire. Oh. I'm pretty sure we'll see him soon. But since we're in Japan at this moment, he's not going to be appearing in this case. Maybe once we get into case 2, we'll see him.
Perhaps some praises due, young yokel student. What? I had imagined there would be no need for me to submit this evidence. But you brought this on yourself.
What the? Okay. There are many questions here. Starting with who took this picture, where, and... Oh my god, I got it! I got it! I freaking got it! I freaking got it! Oh my god! No! Oh my gosh! Look at it! Look at the picture! Look at the picture! I got it! I freaking got it! Yes, that's the girl who died, by the way. By the way, this is the first time ever in the whole series that we see her without the mask. Oh no, Elmo is broken. Oh no. Okay. Here's the thing. I know who the killer is. And you know the fun part about this? We've already seen the killer. And you wouldn't believe who it is. Oh boy. It's me! Oh boy. Oh boy. Now I know. I just need to go towards that killer. Oh my gosh. I got it. I think I got it. What the?
Could a more damning shot exist? The cruelty in the air of that bitch is almost palpable.
Sorry.
This evidence, more than any other, reveals the true extent of the accused murderer's nature. For it shows the precise moment that Membami-san plunged her dagger into the victim's back. No, that's not true. No. I don't believe it. Ah!
Order! Counsel for the defense. Was it you who was responsible for the chill scream that just pierced my courtroom?
Perhaps his voice has yet to break. These yokels are slow of mind and slow to mature.
Shame. Hanaroto, not her. Who is Hanaroto? If that's from another game, tell me because I might actually want to play that game.
I'll show you who's slow to mature. Careful now, Susato is starting to show her face here.
It is often said that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and here we have ample proof. The court will accept this extremely cogent photographic print as evidence.
Okay, incriminating photograph. This photographic print taken at the moment the victim was attacked. My friend Ray can be seen kneeling over Miss Brett. Same game, sounds familiar. Sidekick of Ryu. Who's that woman again? Okay, that's Ryunosuke. This is Susato.
Blaming long names.
You mean Naruhodo? You mean Naruhodo?
Naruhodo.
Yeah. That's what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna check that in more detail right now. Okay. Let's check the evidence as always. Okay, so here's the thing. It could look like she's plunging the knife in. Oh, no. Look at it.
Look at the little bit of blood coming out of the knife. Look at it. You see the little blood coming out of the knife? That means she's pulling the knife out, not bringing it in. Also,
Yeah, Naruto sounded ass. Also, you can see that there's already blood around her, around the dress. That means that that this is not the moment of the stabbing. This is moments after the stabbing. Because there's already blood. So this isn't the moment of the stabbing. Also, the way she's gripping it, it's more to like pull out instead of pushing in. If she wanted to push it in as far as she could, this hand, the top hand, would have been on like gripping the hilt. Wait. Please don't take this as a confession that I'm so sort of killer. I'm not a killer, please. I'm not a killer. But there's a more damning piece of evidence in this photograph that I am not going to mention until it comes to play because holy crap, it is amazing just thinking about it. It is amazing just thinking about it. Anyway, moving on. I can't believe he's had a paragraph like that up his sleeve this whole time. It's such a stark image. I'm genuinely lost for words. Wait a minute, I don't understand. How did you... I mean, who took that photograph? Well, she doesn't murder confirm. I'm not a murderer. I am the whole murder. Ray.
Objection!
That's of no importance here. Stop trying to divert attention. Actually, I'm gonna say right now, the whole package murderer. What? I did not take the... What do you mean I took the photo? I did not take the photo. Oh.
Objection!
That's an absurd thing to say. It's crucially important.
Whoever took this photographic print was a witness to Miss Brett's death. Shiro bans recent spamming. Yes, of course I'm gonna get banned from my own streams. Of course.
The court must be allowed to hear this person's testimony.
I will uphold the defense's demand. The prosecution will reveal the identity of the person responsible for taking this photograph at once.
Well, I'm afraid I can't do that.
Why can't you?
Pardon?
You see, this print arrived at the Imperial Office Bureau headquarters by express post yesterday.
Huh.
But there was nothing to indicate the sender's name or address. The provenance of the print is unknown.
Goodness. Don't trust nobody, not even yourself. I knew it! I'm the killer. No, I'm not the killer. Come on.
Are we to understand then, counsel, that in full knowledge of the fact that this photograph has the murkiest of origins,
The things I do when sleep. I'm gonna lock the door. Windy, I'm gonna lock the door when I go to sleep. I'm afraid now.
you nevertheless believed if it for submission's evidence into the Supreme Court?
When you first produced that print before, I noticed that you hesitated for a brief moment. Because you knew that it wasn't completely reliable evidence, didn't you?
Even right now when... Don't scare me like that, Death. Are you trying to...
Scare me to death?
I'm the Sleepwalking Dead. Oh, the sequel series to The Walking Dead. It's like, it's almost a... I'm gonna ask you to resend that thing in another way. Please, I mean, we can talk about murder cases in case. No, you don't have to leave. You don't have to leave, please. You don't have to leave. But all I'm asking you is, let's I know what you meant with that message. I know what you meant with the message. But I know what you meant by message, but just to keep it a little bit, quote unquote, cleanish. We can talk about murder in when we talk about the game, but but yeah. Because you knew us. Okay, yeah, we talk.
Silence, you joker student and blabbering professor. What matters is the blatant truth that this print so eloquently expresses.
Again, taken by a source that cannot be trusted because we cannot source it. Ouch.
But the defendant has already admitted to pulling the knife from the wound. Clearly, this isn't the moment the knife was plunged into the victim's back, but
the moment it was withdrawn? Don't waste the court's time with your ramblings.
Indeed, without knowledge of who produced this print, we have no means of verifying the claim. And the scene it captures is without a doubt the most compelling evidence presented to the court. If the defense is unable to shed any further light on the matter, I believe the conclusion is clear.
oh no.
Susato, this is the time for you to fight. If what you've established so far is true, then there can be no doubt. This photograph shows the moment that Ray withdrew the blade from the victim.
Yes, we just need to prove that somehow.
You will have plenty of time to rue your defeat in the slow train back to the provinces. And to rue the day you came up against Takatsuchi Aochi in a court of law.
I need to figure out what Taketsuchi means, because I know ouchi is supposed to be a pun on ouch. You know how the Ace Attorney games have puns, like there's a gasp in pain. So I wonder if that whole name is a pun as well.
If I can determine who took this photograph, then the trial is going to come to an end. There must be a clue somewhere. There must be some way of working out who did it.
Well, counsel,
Your Excellency, the burning question is who took that photograph. And the truth is,
I wish you could see me right now. I have the most evil of smiles, because I know. It's the link that leads me to believe that I know who the killer is.
okay, this isn't about whether I can or can't come up with the answer now. I simply have to. The identity of the person who took this dramatic photographic print is, I assure you, something the defense can and will reveal.
What? No, you can't possibly. But as you so boldly claim that you can, please enlighten us.
Unfortunately, I am unable to present a name.
How utterly underwhelming. Do you really
However, I am able to present evidence. The defense has a piece of evidence that reveals important details about the photographer's identity.
What?
very well then, counsel. Present your proof to the court. Which piece of evidence do you claim reveals something about the identity of the mystery photographer?
So, oh yeah, we can review. Okay, review the scene. So,
Do you notice something strange about this picture? Other than the angle in which it's taken. Because it's obviously taken from the other side of the thing. Because that's the entrance on the background. So we're looking at it from the other side of the hut. Do you notice something else that's strange about this picture? The crack on the mirror. That is absolutely correct. So, what other picture has a crack on the mirror?
Take that!
What is that? The newspaper again? Vacuous England returnees tell all.
It's not the headline that's relevant here, Your Excellency. It's the photograph. If you look at it closely, you'll notice that there are some white lines on the right-hand side. I thought those were some weird cracks, honestly.
Ah, yes indeed. They had already caught my eyes as it happens.
Ha! What of it? A shadow of some kind, presumably, from the branches of a tree or the like.
There are no trees growing inside my laboratory at the university, I can assure you. Now, if you look closely at this photograph...
Good gracious!
Exactly! Yes, exactly the same pattern of lines is present in this photograph too.
Objection!
Well, that tells us nothing. Yes, it's a shadow of some kind, definitely, from the branches of it.
you tried this already.
There wouldn't be any trees growing inside a hut at the beach council.
That's quite remarkable. What's quite remarkable about it is the two patterns are absolutely identical.
Yeah, sure, buddy. How would such an extraordinary similarity have transpired?
The curious matching pattern that appears on both photographic prints is a result of
Some tree branches. No, it's a camera defect.
obviously It must be due to a problem with the camera used to take the photographs.
With the photographic evidence?
Yes, we can confidently say the camera's lens must be scratched. And the scratched lens caused unwanted lines to appear in every print taken with the device. In short, the two photographs under consideration here were taken with the same camera.
But there must be hundreds of such camera devices here in the capital. It would be utterly impossible to identify the owner of this particular one.
Objection!
I think you're forgetting, Prosecutor Ashi, that one of the photographs featured in a newspaper article.
A newspaper.
Exactly. That's right. The author of the article is the mystery witness to this crime.
What?
What the hell? Who said that? I see what you would call a recuse England returee.
What are you yelling about? You've already testified.
It's Many Memo! I tell you, Many Memo! Many Memo!
Sasaki-san? What was that? Did you say many memo?
Ever since I returned to Japan, a reporter from the Shoyu News had been hounding me, following my every move. A reporter by the name of Rayton Many Memo. Yes, hounding me from dawn till dusk.
Many of many poses. He has all of the poses.
Now that he mentions it.
Oh my god! Look at his arm! Many Memo! Oh my god! Right, the Many Memo! RM! It all comes together!
Could that reporter be?
The camera to the left of him, notebook to the right. There I am, stuck in the middle with Rayton Many Memo. So you're saying that this picture was taken by my Many Memo? Yes, my Lord, Your Excellency, Esquire. Officer, find this newspaper reporter at once and bring him to my courtroom. We will adjourn for a short recess in the meantime.
Oh yes, Your Excellency.
Yes, as you say, Your Excellency.
And one more thing. I want this knife, the murder weapon, examined for traces of poison. You will solicit the assistance of the Imperial University's medical department for the task. Understood?
Many Memo!
And with that... oh my gosh! Ah! This case! And this is the first case! And this is the first case in this game! I can't express this enough. I am freaking out. You don't know. I live for these things. I live for figuring out these mysteries.
And the fact that I just figured out that this freaking mini memo is the link that we were waiting for. When I saw that picture, I knew that that man was the killer. I just linked the pieces immediately, one after the other. Broken glass, the other picture, the interview, the reporter that's hounding him. I just needed a name. Now, I'm going to need some time to rest. I need some time to figure things out. Because otherwise I'm going to, oh my gosh. I'm going to freak out. Okay. I'm going to freak. Yes, I need a rest. Oh my gosh. It's almost 2 hours since I started streaming. And oh my gosh. So, I guess this is it. Thank you so much for making this such an enjoyable time. Thank you so much for being here for my absolute freakouts and all these times that I just was enjoying. I was enjoying all of this. So, take the rest of rest. Yeah. Tomorrow, hopefully at the usual time, not an hour and a half later, 2 o'clock Pacific, we will return. And Elmo wishes you a wonderful, fantastic day. Okay, that's it. That's enough. Good day. Goodbye. Thank you so much for being here.